Hey everybody, this is Jill Haney, and I hope that this video finds everybody in a different place, a better place than maybe you were last week. Before I left for Greece, back in August, maybe July, I don't remember what month, I had made an agreement with a church to build a prayer wall when I was to return from Greece. Little did I know that I would return to no place to live and a few belongings left for my life, which is fine. But it was kind of ironic because the Reverend called me at a moment. I was at my sister's house and I had laid down. I was jet lagged. I was just really tired. And I remember thinking, you know, Jill, you just got to let go, like 100%. Unequivocally let go. And I laid down and then, you know, and letting go is really like it's a visceral feeling. You know when you've let go of something and when you haven't. And at that moment, I felt like it was really, truly, I just didn't care. Because what can you do? You know, I mean, I've had a lot of disasters in my life, and I feel like I always believe that we're always being conditioned and we're always being made ready for whatever's to come in our future. And so I had a peace come over me, and then my phone rang, and it was a reverend from this church, and I really felt like they would totally not do this because of the devastation. And anyway, but come to find out, the church didn't have any damage and it's open and they want to do this project. And so I'm going to be building a prayer wall. And the members of the church will bring their... I wanted everybody to sort of write a letter to the future. Like, what would you tell the generations coming? You know, like 100 years from now. What would you want to say about this generation and our lives and what we do and our consumerism and all the things that play into our life here on this planet? And I thought it would be really interesting because I had written a letter on my last project before I left to go to Greece, and I put it in the wall that I built at this homeowner's house. And it's sort of like, you know, a summary in a way, but also like things about nature and taking care of this earth. There's so many things like that, you know, and I'm really hoping that this experience is not about just rebuilding like structures and, you know, tangible things. I hope that it's about rebuilding broken hearts, and I hope it's about rebuilding our own heart and our own worthiness and our own contribution to making a difference, you know. And I believe in possibility. And it's taken me many, many years to get to a place to really realize that, you know, my thoughts control my day. And whatever I choose to focus on is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And anyway, I just, I wanted to do this before and after of the wall because this is going to be a pretty powerful project for me. And I'm not sure where the wind's going to take me, you know. Of course, I'd move to Greece right this second if I could. I met a lot of friends there. And they knew what had happened. I told them, you know, because it was happening while I was there. And, you know, it was a very check for myself about perspective, because they went on to tell me that they had had an earthquake in 2020, yeah. And it was, you know, an earthquake, there's no forewarning. And it happened, and they had to clean it up, and there's no FEMA, and there's no help, and there's nobody coming. And it was this island of Samos right near Turkey. And, you know, when you talk to people, when I met these people in the towns and the village, there's a certain peace that, and you know what, and I can really relate to it with our Native American culture here. There's a certain amount of peace that that takes place in an ancestral lineage of people that have gone through some just devastating things in their lives. And so when I was telling them about my story, it wasn't like that earth-shattering for them. And it really brought it in perspective for myself to realize that, you know, I have watched disasters my whole life on TV, and I will be so detached, you know, and thinking, wow, those poor people, like some mudslide in India, you know, and you're like, oh, wow, that's horrible. But how did I really change or try to help or anything? And I think for me right now, it's really about what I'm giving energy to and what we all give our energy to. If you want to give the energy to complaining and, you know, all that's wrong, then do that and just see how that works out. Or give energy to, you know, the possibilities that stand before us all and all the wonderful things that we can create with this. I feel like I have a skill set. I'm very fortunate, and I know that no matter where I go, I can hopefully do this. But it does change a lot of stuff, you know, and I'm just so grateful that my little dog and myself are fine, and I have friends and family and, you know, people that love me and care about me. And that makes the world go round right there. The rest of it, you know, I could fucking live in the woods right now if I had to. I mean, I know that about myself. And I was fortunate. I was in a beautiful place. I was in another country. And I've had to hear that already, you know, and that just kind of disturbing because it's like, well, you know, sorry I went on vacation, but it's just really interesting what something like this does to people and their defense mechanisms and their protection. And it is self-preservation. And so I just hope that that everybody can kind of relax and realize that one day at a time we're going to get through whatever it is. And so, hey, with all of that, here is the spot that I'm going to build a wall. So I'll flip this around and you can kind of see it's just a kind of an odd shape. It'll be sort of a semicircle. But this is just, I have to dig this out to pour a footer, and then you know, then I pour the footer, and then I'll start building this wall. And it's gonna be pretty cool. I think it's gonna be, I don't know, I've got all this like Greek influence in me now, so who knows what it'll be like. But I'm so happy that this church and the people here have allowed me to put some of my belongings in the toddler Sunday school room, which I thought was pretty appropriate. And then they found me a little place down near Brevard that is an Airbnb that's very nice for me and Minnie until I do this job. And then I don't know, you know, I may be moving away from Asheville. I don't know. I don't know what the universe wants, but I will do what it wants me to do. And if it's to stay here and to help with this, then I would love to do that. But if it's to go, then I would love to do that too. So I'm just trying to remain open and listen to that little tiny voice inside that tells the truth. And it tells my truth. I don't know if it tells your truth, but so far it hasn't led me astray, and I do trust that part of myself. So I invite you to take a moment today and hug whoever's with you, and let's just be good people. You know what I mean? It's all right. Love you, mean it. Don't go changing.